Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. We are just continuing to truck through these Kringle Fall 2023 fragrances that were released. Today is just like the last few days. I'm going to be reviewing one of the Kringle 2-wick soy tumblers in the morning here. In this case, we are going to talk about Rosemary Applerita. And later on this afternoon, I will be sharing my thoughts on one of the new country candle releases. So make sure that you're subscribed and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I will link where you can purchase Kringle candles in the description box down below, as well as a 15% discount code. I have mentioned it in other videos if you haven't seen those. The fall candles are not on sale yet. If Kringle follows their usual format for new seasonal releases, we're probably not going to see a sale price on these for just a little while longer. However, I'm guessing that at some point, maybe near end of September, we can expect these to start being included in sales. I'm guessing once the fall actually hits is when we're going to start seeing sales on these. So if you'd like to pick them up in advance, you can save 15% with my discount code. The information for that is always in the description box down below. All right, so we are talking Rosemary Applerita. And if you watched my spring candle reviews from Kringle, you know that I was not a huge fan. In fact, I totally disliked their grapefruit rosemary or rosemary grapefruit. I can't remember which way it went, but the grapefruit with the rosemary in it, oh, I did not care for that at all. The rosemary was so overpowering in that it just didn't smell good to me. I very rarely have a miss with Kringle in terms of the fragrances. Even the ones that aren't necessarily in my wheelhouse usually are just executed so well that even though I wouldn't consider, like stocking up on that particular scent, I can still appreciate them. But that particular grapefruit rosemary combination was really a hard one for me. And I ended up passing that fragrance along to a girlfriend who actually did like it. So just because I don't like the way something smells doesn't mean you're not going to. So anyway, we are going to tackle a actually quite delightful rosemary scent here. This is really lovely, and I think this is going to be a great transitional scent before the pumpkins, the cranberries, the plums, more of like the fall fragrances become like a real source of like, oh, I gotta like light that up. For me, I start my fall transition in roughly around mid-August. I know it's early for some of you. I totally get it, but I've just always been a fall girl. I was born on a cold, wet, dark, rainy November morning. And so I think that has just stuck with me my entire life. Yeah, I would rather vacation where it rains than a tropical location. So, but for me, the transition into fall is kind of gradual. Before I really start lighting up a bunch of like pumpkin scents, cranberry scents, stuff like that, I like to transition in with apple fragrances. And this one here is going to be a fabulous transition scent for me. And I think a lot of you guys who kind of think along the same lines as well. So let's go ahead and read through the fragrance description per usual, read through the notes. I will tell you what my nose primarily picks up. Kringle is kind of famous for listing a lot of fragrance notes, which the vast majority, honestly, I don't necessarily pick up. I don't have the most sophisticated sniffer, if you will. I certainly enjoy home fragrance, obviously. But I don't always detect all of like the nuances. And I feel like a lot of you are kind of like me in that way. Like you pick up kind of like the base notes and you're usually good with that. And me too. Like I'm kind of a simpleton. I feel like. Certainly, I think the descriptions are beautiful, but sometimes they're not always the most helpful. So let's go ahead and read through this one, and I will just tell you what my nose picks out here. All right, Rosemary Applerita. A festive cider accord merges with the classic fall autumn fruits of red apple slices, sweet pear, and orange. Sugared rosemary sprigs give it a kick with fresh cinnamon sticks and sugar crystals for a celebrative element. All right, so top notes, red apple slices, sweet pear, and juicy peach. The mid notes are cider accord, orange, sugared rosemary sprigs, and the base is cinnamon sticks and sugar crystals. All right, so what do I smell here? First of all, I am so happy to report that the rosemary is not the predominant note. That being said, there is rosemary in here, so if you don't like that particular herbal note, I'm gonna send you on your way because I don't really think you are going to enjoy this one. But that being said, really the predominant note here is that apple. Now, it doesn't come across as a red delicious. Those are like my least favorite apples. Who eats red delicious apples? I mean, I know it's a tradition to like, you know, give them to your teacher or whatever, but I don't even think that teachers are eating these apples. I don't know why these apples exist. Usually they are the most bland tasting to me, and they're kind of mealy a lot of times. Luckily, and they're also not the most fragrant to my nose. Luckily, this doesn't lean red delicious at all. This leans more of like a Gala Macintosh Honeycrisp kind of combo. I'm a little bit of an apple aficionado. There's great apple picking here in Oregon, especially out in Hood River. If you ever visit during the fall, totally recommend a trip out there. It's gorgeous in the fall. But yeah, it really kind of gives me that like trio of apple vibes. So it's sweet. It's not overly sweet, but really the apple is the star of the show here. There is a touch of what I would say is more of like an Anjou pear note. The pear is not super noticeable, but it's definitely present in the fragrance. What I don't get at all is orange. I'm wondering if the orange here just maybe adds like a touch of brightness or helps to brighten that apple note. I really don't necessarily like smell orange. I don't smell it on cold sniff, and I don't smell it when it's burning. I'm sure it's probably in there somewhere because there is a lovely brightness to this for sure. The cider accord is there. It's just a classic cider accord. This is not an overly spicy apple scent. I actually think that I notice the herbal rosemary note before I even go for the cinnamon sticks. The cinnamon, by the way, is more of like that lovely Ceylon cinnamon, not red hot cinnamon. It's not spicy at all. And the sugar crystals, it's certainly a sweet apple scent, but again, it's not overly sweet. It's not cloying. I feel like it's fairly authentic. It's just honestly just a really enjoyable fall transitional scent for me. This one will definitely be more of like a one and done, because for me personally, the apple season in terms of home fragrance in my house is more of like a August into like mid, sometimes end of September kind of vibe. But beyond that, like I am full pumpkin, I am full cranberry, you know, like the more typical fall scents, I guess you could say. But this one here is lovely. The strength and the throw, it's a solid medium performer from Kringle. I'm gonna put the strength of this at about a 6, maybe a 6.5. It has fluctuated just a little bit, but it certainly is noticeable. It doesn't smack you in the face. I feel like most Kringle candles don't, but if you're a Kringle fan, you already know that. These are pleasant fragrances that will fill a room but they're never going to be offensive, and they're never going to be the type of scents that are gonna like, you know, throw you or like smack you in the face, if you will. The throw on this is lovely. Again, it's a solid medium in terms of throw. It absolutely fills the room where it is, and I mean fills the room. Like, you walk in and you just are greeted by the most lovely waft of apple goodness. It does travel outside of the areas where I'm burning it. I would say this travels throughout like half of the downstairs of my house. So I'm gonna put the throw of this one at about like a 6.5-ish, not quite a 7. I could actually do with this one being a touch stronger, but I don't think that I would want it much stronger than that. It's a lovely scent, and by the way, it pairs beautifully with a lot of the other fall candles that were released. I've been burning these fall candles all week in my house and sort of doing like different combinations, and I've had so much fun playing with them. This is really a great collection to mix and match in terms of fragrances. And yes, I will be doing another mixing video coming up here for fall fragrances as well. I might do those by company potentially. Let me know if you guys are interested in the pairings by company, or if you want me to mix and match from different companies. I could do it like 100 different ways, and I could probably do like 100 different videos because I'm so passionate, especially about fall fragrances. Like, this is must season, and I'm so excited about it. So anyway, I hope that this review was helpful in aiding you in your decision on what you want to purchase for the upcoming fall. Let me know what you are most excited about in the comments down below. Please give this video a big fat thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you're new. There are more reviews coming, especially this afternoon. Like I said, we're gonna be talking about a country candle. So do stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.